Ay, ay, ay. Hello, hello. Mika, how are you? Hey, hey, Life with Salt, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here I am trying to run a stream on my phone. Welcome, guys. You all see the topic that we're going to be talking about. Love you too, so love you, my dear. How are you doing? Mika, I know you've been trying to. Mika says you're working hard. You working hard or hardly working? Which one is it, Mika? Oh boy. I come home trying to get the stuff working together. It's just not acting right at all. So the computer isn't acting right. So I have to resort to my phone because I've already told the people in the group chat that I'm going to do the live tonight. So come rain, fire, or high water. Once I say I'm going to do it, I am going to do it. It may not be today or tomorrow sometimes. I know, Mika, you know I'm messing with you. But guys, on a serious note, let me do some housework here. Welcome into my channel, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is Trev from Trevessence. And today we're going to be having a little discussion about step parents and stepchildren. Over the last few months or so, we have been hearing several news stories about step parents mistreating, downright to killing their stepchildren. And I have to wonder what kind of heart you have to take the life of a child who look to you as a parent. You shouldn't be killing anybody in the first place. But the child of the person you say you love, but you take that child's life. We saw over there a few days ago in Baltimore, the stepfather is a police officer. I don't know if any of you saw that story, but the stepdad is a police officer over there in Baltimore, and the kid was 15 years old. He killed the kid, hid the kid's body in a crawl space in the house. What? Have these people lost their minds? Is that the lovely Oral Blake in the house? Welcome, lovely Oral Blake. Smooches, smooches for you. How are you and the family doing? I hope all is well with you, my friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Same here, my love. Same here. Same here. Yes. And also, There was a story that happened last year in from Colorado, in which the stepmom killed the kid. The kid was about 11 years old. And she killed the kid, drove all the way to the Texas Florida border, I think it was, and dumped the kid in a suitcase or something like that. I mean, I don't know where these people are from. I don't know what kind of heart, if any, they have to do such cruelty to a child. Norland is in the house. How are you, my love? I tell you, Norland, these people have no heart. And the worst part about it is that these people claim to love the parent. So I am a woman and I'm with a man, and the man has a kid, and I claim to love that man. But my golly, I can't love the kid. I have to. Okay, Shane is in the house, guys. Be respectful now. Be respectful. The top cop is in the house, guys. Be respectful now. Because Shane don't play. Shane will block and delete anybody who says something ugly. Right, Shane? Shane, how was your day, my love? How are you doing? Blessings to you all in the chat, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. If it is your first time on my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment on the outside as well. Thank you so much, Shane. Shane, you see how I have to be fighting with my phone? Look at the lovely share rolling in. Oral, beat up anybody who come in at the chat and misbehave. That's what you're supposed to do, Oral. Beat them up. Block and delete them. Anybody who says anything ugly. Okay, Shane says his day was okay, a little tired now eating. I just got home from work too, Shane, but I decided that I was going to do this live. And then I come home and it's been raining and thundering, so my internet is acting up. So I have to be using my phone, which I don't usually use my phone on StreamYard, but it's working, so why not? When one door closes, another one opens. So I'm using my phone. Yeah, so you see, guys, we're talking about step parents, and why is it that some step parents have to be cruel to their stepchildren? Has anybody here ever been a step parent, or is anybody here a step parent? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Tell me if you are a step parent or if you have been a step parent. Anybody want to tell me about their step parenting experience? Norland, what about you? Oral, have you ever been a step parent? What does that say? So they have to do. Oh, I don't get it. I get it afterwards. Don't worry. Yes, anybody here is a step parent? Or has anybody here been a step parent? You want to share your experience with us about step parenting? And how it has been for you? Shane said, welcome everyone. Like and share you and live stream, please and thanks. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you so much, guys. Follow the instructions of the top cup there as he tells you to like, comment, and share out the stream so we can have some more people up in here. Maybe we can get somebody who is willing to share with us their experience as a step parent. I have been a step parent. I have been a step parent. In my last marriage, The man came with a kid. Love the kid. Love the kid. Love the kid to death. I love that kid. Never had a problem, disciplining the child. No problem whatsoever. He had to do what I said to do. And if I had to put him in the corner, I put him in the corner, and I do it just as I was taught that you punish the kid based on the kid's age, right? So the kid is 5, go in the corner for 5 minutes. Can't punish a 5-year-old for more than 5 minutes to step. Crackers, crackers, me I don't know with you. Listen to Oral. Yes, I was. Oral said, yes, I was one time and was the best until the mother meet up, but that child still called me daddy. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? Crackers say, me not like the term step. Hey Gloria, how are you, my love? How are you? Crackers say, step away your walk pan. Well, okay, so now I get you. I understand, sweetheart. No problem whatsoever. I understand you. Crackers, they call them attachment. Attachment? Anybody ever heard that before? I've never heard that for stepchildren to call them attachment. I've never heard that before. Anybody has heard that? That you call stepchildren attachment? Well, I have never heard that, but the term is as old as dirt. The term stepchildren. Are they going to change the term and give it another way? Give it another name because it says step. And as Cracker says, step is something you walk on. Yeah, I got you, Oral. I meant you. Yeah, the mother messed up. Attachment mother and attachment child. That not something too right, Crackers. We might have to find another name if you want to change it from step, since you say step or something where you walk on. But we don't want to endorse that mentality, like step or something where you walk on. So if you are a stepmother, the children supposed to see you as something where you walk on. If you are a stepchild, you are seen as something to walk on. So no, sir, I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, the term step parent, stepmother, stepfather, stepchild is as old as dirt. So it's what we are used to. And we don't want to degrade it and say it's like step something you walk on. But Crackers, I forgive you, because I forgive you, Crackers. You can get away. You can get away, my love. All right. Okay, guys. So on a serious note, though, have you ever been a stepchild? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Were you a stepchild? Did you have a step parent? Or have you been a step parent? Or are you a step parent at the moment? Do you want to share your experience? Lord, I wish the computer would have come on, but it won't. So we're gonna work with the phone. Right. So I was telling you all that I was a step parent. My ex had come with a little boy, and I had no problem with the little boy. Nolan said no, but I was a stepson. How was that experience, Norland? How was that experience? I was never a stepchild. My dad's been dead since I was 8 years old, but my mom never got married until I was 30 something. Yeah. My mom never got married until I was like 30 something years old. So I never had a stepdad in my house. I never had a man in my house to say that was my stepdad when I was growing up. It was just my mom and my aunts. So I don't know the experience of a stepdad. stepfather. I don't know that experience. But if anybody is in the chat who knows of that experience, who have experienced step parenting, let us know. Talk to me. Tell me about it. Let me see. Sut says, yes, I have a stepdad. How is that relationship with your stepdad, Sut? How is that relationship? Because I know some children have had wonderful relationships with their step parents, and some people will tell you some horror stories will make your jaw drop, you know. Gloria says, I was a stepchild and it was the worst thing ever happened to me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gloria. You see, that's what I'm telling you. There are some people who have great step stories, and there are others who have horrific step stories. Their step stories will just knock you for six, because some step parents are just cruel, plain and downright cruel and wicked to the stepchildren. And I don't understand, how can you say you love your partner, but you hate your partner's child? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm so sorry, Gloria. Gloria says her stepfather was the worst ever. You know something too that I find, guys, especially with women who have girls and must go out there to find a partner for themselves. We have to remember that when you're finding a partner for yourself, you have to also remember that that person is going to play a role in your children's life. And if you have little girls, in particular, little girls, a lot of times these men who want to date you don't really want to date you, you know. They want to get close to your little girls. We have heard horror story after horror story of stepfathers molesting their stepdaughters. So, mothers out there, you have to be extremely careful. If it means that you will not bring a man around your children, let it be so until your children are old enough and are on their own. But don't just pick up any and anybody you meet on the internet, any and anybody you meet somewhere, and you bring them home, and you have the poor children start calling them uncle this, uncle that, and something, and you bring these people in the house and they're exposed to your children. You want to go to work, you want somebody to babysit. Oh, yes, it's nice to have him there so he can babysit. And the next thing you know, he's molesting your children. A lot of times I believe children would rather stay with their parents and live happily rather than have a stepfather who molests them, or a stepmother who abuses them. See, Glory says her stepfather was the worst ever. And I know there are lots of people who have had that horrific step parent experience. Lots of people. Mika says, I'm a stepchild and it was hard. Being treated differently and having to show respect to the step parent, but their kids don't show your parent respect. Oh, yes, I have heard of that. I have heard of that too. You know, you are the stepchild. You have to show your biological parents' partner respect, but their children in the relationship don't have to show your parent any respect. And guys, with the dynamics of family these days, step parenting is becoming more and more frequent. Cracker says, Trev, the worst thing is to be with a woman who had a horrible dad. The worst thing is to be with a woman who have a horrible dad. Why is it bad? Oh, Cracker said, my life is a living hell. Norland says, I know a lot of stepmoms. All right, I can see the emojis. Okay. Gloria says, and because of that, when I started having children, I have never brought a man around my kids. I visit the man don't visit, period. There you go, Gloria. There you go. That's the same thing I am saying, that as women, when we are not with the father of our children and we must get our little twinkle winkle, then we have to be very, very picky about how we get our twinkle winkled. All right? Because we cannot just bring in any and anybody around our children. So you see what my friend Gloria says? She says she go out go see the man. She doesn't bring any man around her children. And that to me is a good thing. Is a good thing. My mom never brought any man around. Never did. I never saw a man yet. And I always knew where my mom was. Always. We know when she's at work, we know she's at church, we know she's at home. Nowhere else. No man no come at the house. I never miss my mom one night. Nothing. Just us, my mom, and my aunt. That's all I know of parenting growing up. Okay? But we have to understand that our lives go on even after we have breakups. Our lives go on. But when we have children, it goes on in a different direction. Let me see who else has come up into the chat. What did Sharon say? Sharon said, Trev, who invited someone who has maca in their bed tonight? Who have maca in their bed? Who have maca in their bed, share? And me have maca in my bed tonight. That's why I'm up. Sharon, I'm just coming home from work, Just come home from work, Sharon. And I said, I'm going to do the live tonight. Come flood or high water. Is that how the term go? Come rain, fire, high water, something like that. And I said, I am going to have the live tonight, no matter what. So I came home, said, well, let the live go on. Come flood or high water. But oral, the flood is that the internet is out. So here I am using my phone. That's why you see my hand is held up in this one position because the phone is in my hand. Anybody on the chat want to talk to me about their experience with a step parent, their experience as a step parent? Y'all don't want me to tell you my experience first, right? Is that what y'all waiting for? Oral, is that what you waiting for? You want me to tell you my experience as a step parent? Okay, I'm back, guys. I don't know what I touched there, but okay, Norland. Oh, Sandra is here. Sandra Morgan is in the house. Welcome, Sandra. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you every time, my dear. I appreciate you every time. You see the topic we're talking about, Sandra? We're talking about step parents. Why some step-parents don't like their stepchildren, why stepchildren sometimes don't like their step-parent, What is the negativity in this dynamic that is causing so much hatred when there should be so much love? There should be so much love because the child now has a mother, biological mother, a biological father. And if the father has somebody that's another parent to love them, and if the mother has somebody that's, so instead of having just the two, then they should now have four parents to love them. But instead, we see where this step parenting, it seems to be causing a lot of problems with this dynamic. There are so many problems and confusion that surrounds step parenting that sometimes it makes you wonder, if you are a single person and you have your children, if it is worth it to have a step parent for your children. There are stepmothers who are being cruel to stepchildren. There are stepfathers who are being cruel to their stepchildren. That problem is old as dirt. But with the family dynamics changing these days, it has become more and more prevalent. Because once upon a time, step parenting was few and far between. Nowadays, it's almost like every single household. It's almost like every household has something stepping in it. Yes, as some kind of stepping arrangement in it. Hey, Lady M, how are you, my dear? The lovely Lady M is in the house, guys. Say hello to Lady M. How are you, my dear? Shane is reminding you all. Oh, sure. I know you. I know you will see things that I don't see. I know. I don't know who have maca in them bed tonight. Sharon, you too funny. You always make me laugh. Take me out on a limb. Okay, welcome, Lady M. Thank you so much. Yes. So, Lady M, do you have any contribution to the chat on this step parenting phenomenon that we are dealing with these days? Almost everybody is dealing with some kind of step parenting, stepchild, something of that nature. If it's not you personally, you know somebody who is a stepchild who has stepchildren, whatever the case may be. So talk to me. Tell me about the experience you have had. Well, I'm going to tell you on my experience with the stepchild I had. I didn't have a problem with the child. I had no problem with the child. I disciplined him when I had to discipline him. But I'm not going to discipline him worse than I discipline my children. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not going to do that. Never did that. Would have never done that. And in fact, I did not even refer to him as my stepchild because I just saw that as a way for people to start prying. Oh, it's your stepchild. They want to see if he looked different from my children in terms of the way I presented them to the world, if it looked like whenever I talked to him any differently and stuff like that. So I did not want anybody to look at him differently and say, oh, he's not her child. No. Mm-mm. So I never referred to him as my stepchild. I would say my son. I go out with the three of them. That's my son. That's my two sons. That's my daughter. I never told anybody. It wasn't until after I was separated / divorced and people started seeing me only with the other two. Then they would say, "Oh, what happened to your son?" And that's when I would say, he wasn't really my son. He was my stepson, and he's gone with his dad. And but I didn't find it necessary to point out to everybody I meet, like, oh, he's not my son. For what? For what? No, I have no reason to do that. You know, he's my son and we go mind our business. Yeah, nothing to explain. I don't owe anybody an explanation to say, oh, this is not my biological child. No. Mm-mm. I wouldn't have done that. And I would not have disciplined him differently from I discipline my children. And none of my children can tell you that they get a good whooping. None of them. You know, they barely get a spanking. Sometimes I have to pull them up close to me. You know, you all know how I was Jamaican mother. I gotta pull you close to me and make you know who is boss. But but that's about it. You know, no whipping, no whooping, no beating them. I remember my stepchild, the child used to be my stepchild. His mom used to tell me, oh, Trev, don't spare his eye. Only spare his eyes. But I don't think she meant any harm. I don't think she meant that I should harm him. I think she just meant that discipline him the same way you would discipline yours, because I don't want you to not discipline him and then he turn out badly, turn out spoil, or discipline him the right way and then he end up being, you all know what I mean. You know what I wanted to say. Yeah, so you don't want to end up, because I don't like to call children bad, and that's a word that kept coming to my tongue, and I didn't want to say it. But you know what Jamaican say the pitney rude or the pitney bad. I don't consider it that children are rude or bad. I just think that children are curious. And the things they do that we don't approve of is because we have already learned that we shouldn't approve of those things. They have not yet learned that this is going to be an activity that's not going to be approved of. So now we have to teach them. So everything they do, those end up being teachable moments for us to redirect them into not doing whatever we don't approve of them doing. But it's not rude, they're rude. It's not bad, they're bad. They're curious. And I love to see children exercise their curiosity. I love to entertain their curious minds. It helps them to learn, it helps them to develop. Let me see who else is in the chat. Sharon said, okay. Lady M says, I had a stepfather and he was wonderful. You see that, guys? Yes. Lady M had a stepfather who was wonderful. Who else had a wonderful stepdad? I never have no stepfather. No stepfather. I never miss none. Yeah, didn't miss it. In fact, I feel blessed. When my mom finally got married, I was in my 30s and she married a wonderful man. I'm just fixing my lipstick, guys. Ain't no big deal. Oh, who like this color lipstick? It ain't look too bad. It's called, let me see what it is called. It is called More Flick by NYX or something like that. Let's see who else is in the house. Lady M says, whenever we were out, my stepdad was my dad. And even when I went home for vacation as a woman, I refer to him as my dad. Very good. Wonderful. I mean, there are lots of people who share that sentiment too, Lady M. There are lots of people who have had stepdads who were fantastic, stepmoms who were wonderful. And then again, there are the oddballs. Yes. Topaz, how are you doing? How are you? It's night now, Topaz, where I'm at. It's 10:30 at night. What time is it where you are at? What time is it where you are at, Topaz? Guys, let me walk with this thing here so I can go get myself in a comfortable position. Yes, go on, guys. Talk to me. Welcome into the house, guys. Welcome into the chat. This is Trev from Trevescence, and tonight we are talking about step parents. Did you have a wonderful stepdad? Did you have a wonderful stepmom? Are you a step parent? How is that going for you? How is that going for you guys? How is step parenting going for you? Yeah, so as I was telling you all guys that with my stepchild, the child that used to be my stepchild, I didn't have a problem. I did not have a problem with I never have a problem with the child. Oh, how are you doing, Topaz? Cut my thoughts right there. How are you doing? Topaz says I was at the emergency yesterday because of a what? Fell on finger? Because of a what, Topaz? Fell on finger? Because of a fell on finger. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, I guess Topaz injured herself and had to be at the emergency room. I'm glad you're feeling better, Topaz. I'm happy you're feeling better. Guys, holding this phone in my hand. Oh, an infected finger. Oh, take care of that, sister. Take care of it. Take care of that infected finger. Oh my God, I just wish I could. I wish I could log on. I feel so out of place because I cannot log on to the computer. I don't know if the phone is doing justice at all that I'm getting on. Okay, guys, we are going to continue the conversation. It says everything is locked. Oh, you have weed in your yard. You were trying to weed them out. You were trying to pull up the weeds, Topaz, and then it cut your finger. The other day, I was trying to weed up my yard. I cut the yard and then I was trying to pull away the weed from the ones that are close to the side of the house there. And one of the weed just ripped off my finger here. It got better pretty quickly. It got better pretty quickly, but nonetheless, it had ripped off my finger. I'm glad it's good now. Thank you, Shane. Shane, guys, Top Cup is talking to you all to like up the live. I'm here trying also to see if my computer would come on. If it would come on, that would make it so much easier for me. But it is not. It is not coming on. Speak softly. I'm on my live. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yes, guys. So as I was telling you all, with my step parenting experience, I did not have a problem with the kid per se because I love children and their inquisitive minds, and I wouldn't hurt somebody else's child. I wouldn't hurt another woman's child because there is no way that would benefit me any way, shape, or form. But those of you who have listened to my story, I told you all how that same stepchild that I love like was my own child could have also have been the child who may end up going to prison for. Yeah. For those of you who have heard this story before, I told you all for the 4 years that that child was in my care, The 4 years that child was in my care, I love that child, treated that child just like my own. That child came in calling me auntie, that child went out calling me mommy. Okay, I treated that child like he was my own. And throughout the entire time that that child was under my care, his father would always tell me how much me to beat the boy. Beat the boy, give the boy some licks, make dog afraid. Remember me telling you, remember I told you all, that that was a plan and a plot that was being set for me. That plan and plot was being set for me. So he would always say to me, Trev, give the boy some licks. Give him some licks, make dog afraid. Me don't know what kind of licks them there. No, I never hear them a term before. So if give pit the lick till dog afraid. Because me never listen to my pitting them like that. That sound like some really good licks. Me never lick none of my pitting them. So I would not ever hit another woman's child in that fashion. Hey, Servant D, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Mr. B in the house. Welcome, another of my top cups there. You know, I would not have. But he was always encouraging me to hit the child, to hit the child. No, whenever I have to slap him, I have to slap him. I put him in the corner, I put him in the corner, give him a book to read, that's his punishment. Give him some math to do, that's his punishment. The father never liked that, would always quarrel with me. I said, that's not how I should raise this child. I must give him some licks. Then if you think I should give him some licks, and I'm not giving the licks, I'm not giving him the licks you think I should give him. And you are the parent, the biological parent. Why you not give him the licks? That was my assessment of the situation. Why you not give him the same licks you telling me to give him? Why you not give him those licks? Why you want me to be the one hated? Why you want me to be the one the child I gonna hate and tell him mother say me lick him? Why why you the biological parent don't discipline him if you think the discipline is supposed to be corporal punishment? Why don't you administer it? He would never administer it. Teacher called me at school. I come home, I say, teacher called me at school today. This is how I assess the situation, blah, blah, blah. So why you wait till me come? Why you not give the boy some licks? No, me not. And I didn't just not hit the child because I was worried about his parents. I didn't hit the child because for the little infractions, I would not have hit my child. So if me not go punish my child, why would I punish your child for the same thing? No. And for those of you who are the lovely travelers, raise your hand. All the faithful travelers in the house, raise your hand. Say, put your hands up. Put your hands up. I'm going to hold that thought. Topaz says, my friend married a woman with a kid. He is a great father to the kid. My friend called the kid his son. Wonderful. Wonderful. There are people who marry people with children and they fall in love with the children in a genuine way, and the children fall in love with them in a genuine way, and the relationships last forever. I've known people who have step parents, and you could never tell that the father was their stepfather. You could have never. Yes, lady M, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yes, guys. And I tell you, I did that for the 4 years that kid was in my care. That kid cannot show you a bruise or a blister that is on his body from me. Never. But the father ever telling me to beat the kid, to beat the kid. I not beat the kid. And for those of you, my wonderful travelers, you all know the end of the story. Right, Lady M? You know the end of that story, right? Because for those of you who don't know the end of the story, let me tell you the end of the story. All this time I couldn't understand why the man was so adamant that I should hit the child. And when I would hit the child, he would get so angry. so angry with me for not hitting the child. I'm not gonna hit the child. And some of the little nonsense, the little foolishness that teacher calling about. I was like, I had to ask teacher one time, why are you picking on the child? Why are you picking on him? So I'm not picking on him. You're picking on him because every it seems like if he breathe in school, you're saying call me. What you sending call me for little nonsense like this for? You are the teacher in the classroom. If the pitney hold on to somebody. Teacher called me one time and said the kid was she asked them to line up and the kid was holding on to another kid's hand. She was letting them hold hands so to keep them in order as she led them from one area of the school compound to the next. And the other kid said, the little boy squeezed his hand. I said, teacher, you really call me for this? She said, sure, because the little kid said he squeezed his hand. Teacher, you really call me for this foolishness? You tell me you line up your students. You have 20 students and you line them up and tell them to hold each other's hand. And one kid says, my stepkid squeezed his hand. And you get your britches in a bundle for that and you call me to come to the school to have a conversation because the kid says, the other kids, say to the children, all right, I change you. You and you not partners anymore. Let's change you. And sweetheart, when you're holding onto your partner hand, don't hold on too tight. That's what you say to a 5-year-old. Don't hold him too tight. But you can make it seem like it is such an egregious offense that you have to call the parent and create such a scene because the kid says, oh, the kid hold him tight. How tight can a 5-year-old hold another 5-year-old? That you have to call the parent, that you as the teacher couldn't handle that. So I was just like, something, teacher. I don't think that was even worth you calling me over here for. Teflon Dan is in the house. Welcome, 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 Teflon. Okay, Servant D says his stepkids still love him. Topaz says you can get a criminal record for beating the kid. Topaz. Topaz. Yes, sister. Yes, yes, yes. So for those of you who have been following me, you all know what happened in the end with that. Because while the father was getting mad at me and encouraging me to hit the kid, I said, I'm not gonna hit the kid more than I need to. A slap on the hand is fine to get him back in line. But we're not beating him. No, because you don't beat children. I don't beat my own. Why I'm gonna beat somebody else's child? And lo and behold, when the man ready for left me, what was the first thing he did? Topaz, you remember the first thing that happened? Lady M, you remember the first thing what happened? You remember the first thing what happened, Lady M? Who remember? Anybody here remember the first thing that happened? Let me see who here, who are all the real travelers in the house. Let me see if any of you all remember the very first thing. One of, not, not the very, very first thing, but one of the first things that one of the very first things that he did when he said, I want the marriage anymore. You remember? Remember? Yes, yes, yes. He called the police. Call the police. Tell him bugger lie them to the police. But who remember what he did where the stepchild was concerned? CM so Lady M. He accused me of abuse. File restraining order. Filed a restraining order. And in the restraining order, he claimed that I abused his child. So you see, all this time, when this man is getting mad at me and tell me to lick the pitney, and lick the man want me to lick him pitney for bruise company pitney, Finger take picture, send me a prison. Aye, man a plan and gotta wipe out. All my plan for Kalalu a plan for running belly. Yeah, yes, y'all remember right. Yes. That was something that I had to pause for. Because I said, if I had listened to him, if I had listened to him, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all now, you know. I wouldn't be here talking to you. A prison would have gone for child abuse. Yes. Because we are the man that you are the man who used to get mad after me. Mad, cross, bringle, miserable. So me now lick the pitney. Why you getting so angry at me to hit your child and your child? Why you not lick him? Oh, but whatever happened and teacher call you and you go over school and you come back and you not lick the boy, I'll know the boy behind you and I burn him. Hey, that time I plan the man I plan for me, you know. That time I plan the plan. Every day I thank God for the way he make me. Yeah. Thank the Lord. I'm a mother the way she raised me. I may say, I may say, I'm not gonna hit this child more than I would have hit my own children. Yeah, and man get cross for my brother, so I feel like the pitney. When time come, file, the man hurry up and file in restraining order. And in the restraining order, because you have to justify your restraining order to the judge. So in a restraining order, I say me abusing child. Abuse. Hey, hey, living the vida loca. Hey, la vida Jennings. How are you, my dear? Topa said the man child tried to pick a fight or create like to get. Yes, yes. Try to pick fight and to create lies. That was all it was. Pick fight and create lies because his whole objective was to make sure I I ended up in prison. That's how he wanted to leave the relationship. That did so much for him. Yeah, leave that part alone. You understand? That's how he wanted to leave it. He wanted to make sure. hmm Yes, trouble in my cause. We for go to prison. Troublemaker. Them for go to prison. Thank you so much, Labida. Thank you so much. I know everybody's time is valuable. So if you stop by here for even a minute, I appreciate it. I thank you. Thank you so much for coming. So, guys, tonight we are talking about step parents. Why is the dynamic of step parenting so dicey, so tricky? You know, why is it? Why is it that step parents seem to not love the children of the person they are with? Why is it so? Why do you all think this is happening? Because if you love your partner, I don't see any reason why you cannot love the children. I know a lot of times there is the dynamic between the exes might not be pristine, and so that could cause some friction because the child is in the middle and the child probably hates the new stepmom because dad is not with their mom, or the child now here hates the stepdad because dad is not, the mom is not with, when when the two parents in the household is not their biological parents, you will find that children will rebel, because we know that divorce alters the children's lives. It does. We cannot deny that. It alters the children's lives. And so they rebel sometimes. They act out. Labida says, you are most welcome. Some step parents are jealous, maybe. That's another point. Some just cannot tolerate the child depending on the circumstances they started out on. That's another point. Some of them are very jealous of the relationship the biological parent has with the child. And a lot of times, too, the biological parents are trying to make up make it up to the children for not being with the other biological parent. And so you will find that they will like spoil them, go out of the way to accommodate them. And the new parent, the step parent, might not like that. And that may not be a script in their parenting style. So there are lots of conflicts to navigate when it comes to step parenting. Hey, Lorraine in the house. Welcome, 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 my sweet Lorraine. Thank you so much for coming. Lavida says, yes, the other parent is many times the problem as well. Yes, that is true. Sometimes the parent who is no longer in the home will encourage the children to not respect the step parent. I have seen that. And the mother said, make a girl chat to you. I'm gonna want her to chat to me, pitney them, you know. You get what I mean? Yes. And you will find too that men will also tell the children, you understand? I don't want a boy to chat to me, pitney them, and if the boy ever, and if the boy ever thinking bad, you know, make him ever chat to me, pitney them. So you see, all of that negativity causes friction in the household. And then you are there trying to hold tight, trying to hold everything together when everything is falling apart from the influence of outside forces. And the outside forces is the parent who is no longer in the home. And especially when you have like a blended family where this woman brings her children in and this man brings his children in. So this woman's children have another dad, have their dad and his person. And this man's children has their mom and her person. So all of this complication is going to require a lot of adulting, a lot of adult understanding for it to work smoothly. Otherwise, it's going to be pure chaos. Let me go back in the chat and see who else is in the chat. There is Joseph is in the house. Welcome, Joseph. Joseph says, good night, Trev. Thank God you never leaked that. Mr. Joseph, every day I raise me unto God and I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you. I never hit that child. Because if I did ever lick that child, prison me with that day. I will never, Joseph, I will never forget when the case called up after he filed the restraining order and I went to court. And when the judge is reading off everything, he said I was suicidal. He said he was afraid of me. He said I abused this little boy. And when the judge got to the abuse of the child, the judge looked, sir, you say she abused your child? Yes, Your Honor. The ugly face, but oh God. You hear me telling them? Yes, Your Honor. The man are balling now. Yes, Your Honor. The judge said, you know that these are serious charges? Yes, Your Honor. You say she abused your child? Yes, Your Honor. The judge said, you have any evidence? Do you have a letter from the school, from the teacher, a doctor's note, a police report indicating that she abused your child? The man turned to the judge and he forgot was to collect one. The judge said, you forget was to collect one? Collect one of what? You forget was to collect a report, a child abuse report? The judge turned to me, the judge said, Mr. Man, go on home. Go on home. When the man, Lord help my soul, Jesus, I thank you every day for deliverance. Thank you every day for deliverance. Because if But the last me pass and go lick that pitney, I would be shocked in court when me that see the man come up with a picture of a bruise. I would be very shocked in court to see him come up with a picture of a bruise on the child or with a doctor's note and it would have secretly carried the child to the doctor and then come with a note in court. Me would have shocked to my shoes and end up a prison. But you know, say when you dig too. Yes, man. Yes, man. And God will deliver you. You just have to keep your hands clean, my friends. You just have to keep your hands clean. So that when Satan a plan for you, God can stand up in the middle for you. Because you're not going to pay if your hands dirty too, you know. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Your hands have to clean. Keep your hands and your heart clean. So that when he stands up for you, he's standing for you, with you, and beside you because you have clean hands. But you cannot sit to somebody that try to do you something and they never try to do something back. No, that means you are dirty up your hands. You are run with God out of your plans. Yes, cannot do that. Cannot do that. Let me see who else is in the chat. Okay, yes, Joseph. La Vida says that yes, the kind of behavior I'm talking about in which the biological parent who is no longer in the home influences the children to be disrespectful and to disrespect the step parent. And once the children start disrespecting the step parent, the whole dynamic of the entire situation starts to be corroded. Because the children don't respect the stepmother. When they go to their mother, tell them, I don't want the girl to chat to you know. I don't want the girl to put in and pound. But the mother don't understand that when the child is not in your care, this person is the person who's caring for your child. You think this person supposed to see a pitney go over one cliff and say, making galang kind of me pitney and his mama cuss me all the time, so making galang over the cliff. You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that. So you shouldn't encourage your children to disrespect their step parents. No, mamas, you shouldn't do that. The man left you. Oh, what? So what? The man left you and gone. You know much more man out there. Go ahead and find yourself another man. But don't tell the pitness. So when they go to the father's house and the father have a woman, she not make the woman chat to her and she not be respectful. The pitness not be respectful. No, don't go there. Don't do that. Tell the child when whoever it is, be respectful. Remember the rules. Be respectful. I don't want to put the call me and tell. Let me tell you all something. Since I've been separated and divorced, the very first week, my daughter was 6 years old. She had just turned 6. I got her a cell phone the very first week. We separated. I got her a cell phone. I said, listen, this is your cell phone. This is what is going to happen. You are going to go to your father 1 week, and then you're going to come back. At first, it was very hard for her. Very, very hard. She used to cry bloody murder. I said, sweetheart, you still got to go. I said, here is your phone. This is what you do. If you're in a situation and you feel uncomfortable, don't call me because I don't want anybody to say that I'm influencing you. Call 911. Look around, make sure you always know where you are. Call the police and tell them where you're at. Tell them what is happening and they will come. Don't call me because if you call me, I'm not coming. Because next thing I come and I show up, and you all know what could happen if I show up. I'm not going to show up. So call the police. Yes, call the police. Tell them where you are and tell them what is happening. And that has been the case ever since she was 6. Okay? I don't ask her who she see, who she with, who he with. I don't see, I don't know, I don't ask, and I don't care. I just say, just remember the rules. Be respectful. Be respectful. It says, because me don't know, I me not care, and she come back with 2 eyes every week. Every 7 days, she come back with her 2 eyes. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. And she has thrived. But you have those mothers who them want to, I wish woman him got. Yes. And them ask the pitney question. Don't ask the pitney them no question. Mothers don't need to stop the food. Stop from asking them question. But who their father there with and y'all need to stop it. Don't ask the pitney them who their father there with or whatever. Teach your children to be respectful and say whoever. I could have been a dozen stepmother then sitting at the last 3 years. There could have been around a dozen different women. You have to take it upon yourself and say, oh, me know, I'm picking around so much woman. What you gonna do? What are you going to do? What is it you're going to do? Let the picking them alone. Let the picking them learn to be respectful and learn to thrive in whatever situation they are in. Teach them to be resilient. Don't teach them to be disrespectful and make all that negativity take over the children's mind, and the children cannot think and they cannot function in school and they become obnoxious. We don't want that. Topaz says some parents hate the kids because they resent their partner's ex. Yes, Topaz. Yes. They resent the partner's ex. And a lot of them, especially a lot of the women, they swear that the ex did something to the man. Why the man leave the ex? And it could have been totally wrong. But I guess it makes them feel validated. It makes them feel validated. Lorraine says, my children love their stepfather, good father figure. Very good. Very good. Gloria says, today news in Jamaica, a stepfather beat a 4-year-old kid with a piece of stick and killed the 4-year-old. What? A stepfather beat the 4-year-old kid with a stick and killed the kid. Then what kind of how big that stick was? What a powerful lick. Oh, Jesus help my soul. Look at Shelly the boss. Shelly the boss is in the house, guys. Shelly the boss is in the house. I never know so something can do this. The phone. Shelly the boss is in the house. Welcome, Shelly. Thank you so much for coming. I was saying hi to mommy earlier on. Shelly, mommy and I talk every day. I love you, mommy. Lorraine Bailey says, my father said if our own mother treated us bad, him not trust no other woman with us. So he care for us all by himself, never have them drama. Isn't that wonderful? Blessed one is in the house. Welcome. Blessed one. Good to see you as always. And Shelley say, I agree, Trevor, exactly. We need to stop putting our children in those situations. Exactly. It annoys me when children are disrespectful and adults control it. Exactly. We need to stop putting our children in those kinds of predicaments. You understand? Putting a business in a grown people business. You understand? Putting a business in a grown people business. So when you see children, when we have our children and we have to have different partners, children need to know their place. And stop from expecting if carry news come, Stop it. Kenida, how are you, my love? Kenida is here. Good night to the lovely Kenida. Excuse me, guys. Ansia is in the house. Hey, Ansia. How are you doing, my love? The lovely Ansia is here. Kenida says she had a great stepfather. You see, guys, some people do have fantastic stepfathers. Not everybody. Yes, Shelley. Topaz says some step parents are abusive because they have mental health issues. And their mind give them mental health issues, Topaz. Their minds. Some of them just bad mind. Yes, and a lot of step parents don't like to see the biological parent caring for their biological child. They think that they must get everything and the parent must pay them attention. They don't want the parent to pay attention to the child. Yes, that happen all the time. All the time. We don't know where them get this thing from. Kenida says she just coming home from work. Yeah, Kenida, I beat you to it. I, I beat you to it, Kenida, because I got home not too long ago myself. But as I said in the chat that I was going to, in the group that I was going to do the live. So here I am doing it on my phone. God bless StreamYard. I can do the live on my phone just like that. The only problem is that I cannot like put in the pictures. Wait, let me see. I should be able to put in the pictures, guys, because I'm going to show you this picture, guys, of this little kid. Shelly says, Kenida says, my stepfather was better than my biological mother. See that? Some people have that experience as well. And Shelly the boss says, I find it odd that you love the parent but hate the stepchild. That was the same thing I was saying, Shelly. How do you love the parent but hate the child that comes from that parent's loin? How do you do it? And why? Lady M says it is called jealousy trap. Some men and women are very shallow. That is true. That is true, Lady M. They get so jealous, you know. You pick up the man with his children, you pick up the woman with her children. Why are you so concerned about what the woman does for her children or what the man does for his children? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't fuss with him about doing nice things for his children. You shouldn't fuss with her about doing nice things for her children. Because you came into the relationship. You're an add-on. Joseph said, please remember that when whatever happened between a man and a woman have nothing to do with the children. Mother and father continue to fight in front of the children. And it is not exactly. Exactly. You, if the relationship is starting to get sour, get out of it. Run away. Leave the relationship. But we're not into the fighting in front of the children. The fighting in front of the children and destroying the children's sense of trust, destroying their sense of belonging, and in the long run, their development. No, we're not into that. Leave the relationship if it is not suiting you. But this fighting and this bickering and this no. And when your children go on visitations and they come back, stop asking them questions. Where they been, who they been with. Quit asking the children those questions. Don't do it. Don't ask the children questions. You understand? You send them with their biological parent. If the biological parent left them with Jan this week and with June next week, stop making that become such a big problem. Your children come back with 2 eyes like they should. There is no bruising. Nobody abused them. They are just fine. Because a lot of times children also need to learn to live with different people. Learn to coexist with different people. You are their parent, but you are not the only person for them to coexist with. You are not the only person. There are lots of other people out there in the world. And when these children grow up, they're going to have to learn how to coexist with other people, how to work with other people. So you can't start teaching them now that because I she take my husband, we don't want to chat to her, and then the people now go be disrespectful. No, you see, you just created an obnoxious child. No, you just created a problem, that probably never existed. But you just created it by continuing to encourage your child to be disrespectful. And see if you have no man over there. And if you have no man over there, come tell me. Yes. And another thing that I find too, that I've heard incidences happening, is that cruel fathers, cruel fathers, wicked fathers are encouraging their daughters to accuse the mother's new man of molestation. I was reading a thing online today while I was at work. I was reading a thing online, and the father, the father, the biological father of the little girl, encouraged the little girl to say the stepfather, the mother's new man. Angry, the man angry and hateful and bitter and cruel, you know. And the man encourages daughter to say the mother's new man molest her. And the little girl went to school and told the guidance counselor, just like our father tell her to tell the guidance counselor, said the mother new man molest her. And the child went to school and told the guidance counselor that that happened. And you know, when something like that, they call up DCF and everybody come and everybody, and police go get the man and all these things. And eventually, when they took the child to the doctor and the doctor examined the child, God is so good. God is so good. That child's hymen was intact. That child was never molested as the child has had reported. Because you know, it's not just penetration, it's molestation. But the way she reported it, that she was penetrated, because the poor pitney, you see, when people think of wickedness, the father thought of the wickedness to tell the child to say about the man, but he never considered that the police would be able to determine whether or not the child was penetrated. And he told the child to tell them that the stepfather penetrated her. And when they took her to the doctor, nothing like that. Nothing like that. And then when they pressed the child, the child eventually said it was her dad who told her to say it. So I tell you, people are wicked. Women are doing it, men are doing it. You just have to, guys, you just have to know yourself. Know yourself and do the right thing. Because men are out there doing wicked things to destroy your marriage after you leave them. Women are out there too, using the children to destroy the man's new relationship. It is all around cruelty. Wicked people. Let me get back into the chat, guys. Kenida says, as a parent, we have a responsibility to keep our children safe. Yes, we do. But it shouldn't be at the expense where we cause other people misery or cause our own children misery. Lorraine, me know Lorraine will ask that, you know. Lorraine say, if you love the cow, you must love the calf. If you love the cow, Kenida, you hear what Lorraine say? If you love the cow, you have to love the calf. Oh my Lord, guys, Lorraine says, anyone want a good stepmom? I am here. Oh my God, Lorraine, you're not easy. Lorraine says, anyone want a good stepmom? I am here. Okay, but Lorraine, you have to go find the man where have the children. I go make I go make you into the good stepmom. You're not easy. And then Lady Margaret says to Ansia, how are you doing, Ansia? Joseph says, good night. I have to love you and leave you. I have to get up a little bit for work. Love you all. Thank you, Joseph. No problem. Be very safe, my friend. And whatever you do, don't forget to be good to yourself and each other. All right, Ansia, I'm doing well, Lady M. I hope you are doing well too. Okay. There you go, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so I am saying to you all, guys, that step parenting can be a good thing. Step parenting can be a good thing. It is how we handle it. It is how we deal with it. Don't be dragging your anger. I mean, how long, for how long you're going to be angry because the man left you? You know, even if you didn't do anything to cause the man to leave you, the man won't left you, you know, consider it a blessing. Trust me, guys, let me tell you something. I used to bawl morning, noon, and night, and I never cried because the man left me. I never shed one tear because he left me. Never. No. My tears was for the way he chose to do things, the wickedness, the cruelty. And every time I found out something new, I had to cry and you cry. And then it just started to become like, wow. And I just started viewing everything as just, oh, it's a blessing. Everything is just a blessing. And every time I start to find something, I no longer cried. I just said, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for giving me the emotional fortitude to stand with me and make me know that, Trev, you don't do this and you don't do that. All the things that I did not do is because I would not have done them under any circumstances. And all the things that I did is what I would have done under the circumstance. So it could have set me up. All the traps he set, none of them could have fly. Well, he met my God jail, but okay. But no, even that I can laugh about. Even that I can laugh about. Because when he sit down and set the trap and call the police, my wife is beating me. After the man just come start right. You understand me? I can laugh about those things even now. Because when he thought he was going to cry, create a fight, create a story, start a piece of balling, call police and pretend to be innocent, and me as some kind of barrier go jump up on him and fight him for no reason. The police say, something not right here, so. Something is not right here, so. And even then, I did not know that the police was looking at the list on the computer of the number of times he had called the police to report some foolishness. Me and him have altercation, verbal altercation, because of foolishness. Sorry, and you call the police over and over and over. Police, something not right here, so. It's a big old trunk swole there, yeah. And this time I was like 130 pounds. My face never round like this. This a big old trunk swole there, yeah. And this a little woman here, 130 pounds. And him have so police report him a calling and tell police him afraid of this a little woman here. No, sir, something not right here, so. You know, me think about voice. No, sir. Something not right. The police kept saying, no, sir, something is not right here, so. So the police say, all right. Carry, give me back up. Carry him down to. So the trap wise set, him himself end up falling like, for he end up have to put up down to go take him up shot and fingerprint too. I was looking at jail too. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm going to go back in and my chat. So now I can laugh about those things because of the deliverance of God, where God gave me. And I say to people, not try to mash up other people's life because you're angry because of how yours turn out. We find that men do that, try to destroy the woman they used to deal with life because she didn't want him anymore. Women do it. And people come up with all kinds of schemes, guys. All kinds of schemes they come up with in an effort to destroy persons they are not with anymore. And a lot of times they use the children. And that is what I'm talking about tonight. Don't use the pity them. Leave the children, let them live freely. Let the children be happy. You understand? My daughter been going back and forth house to house since she was 6 years old. She's almost 12 now. You understand? I mean, also she maybe not like it, but she have to go. You understand? And when she going, and one thing that I had said to guys, I said, my child will not travel with no bag and pan. No, sir. No, sir. I said she not travel with no bag and pan. The most thing, whenever she's leaving here, what she has with her, her backpack, she have a little art things in there where she draw, and a book where she reading, stuff like that. But you not travel with no bag and pan, and clothes and nighty, and no. I said, no, sister. No, my child will not travel like that. Said when you are going over there, you go with the suit on your back. With the suit on your back. I'm not that kind of a helicopter mom where, oh, I have to know what you're wearing and what you're eating. And I'm not calling her when she's over there. No, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. Some parents say, oh, Trev, we have to call her to see where she did. What you will call her for? You're causing problems. And then people don't understand when I say, you are causing problems. Do not be calling the children with their father. They are right. If something happened and he has to take them to the hospital, you will hear about it. Oh yeah, that's a better position. Yes, you will hear about it. But don't call him. Oh, what you doing? Oh, what do you mean by what they're doing? That's not your concern at that time. That concern for that whole 7 days is for the next parent, not for you. Yes. The concern about what the child wear, what the child eats, where the child goes, who the child is around for that week belongs to that parent. And you cannot helicopter it, and you cannot stay where you are and try to run other people's house. Don't do it. Do not do it, please. Because you don't understand that you are causing problems. And when you call the child on the phone, the child could be in a position with, she could be with the other person's person, and here you go calling, causing a disruption in the child's routine of some sort. I'm just telling you what I do. You understand me? I know people gonna do what they want to do, but I'm just telling you what I do, and for me, it works perfectly fine. My daughter thrives because I'm not helicoptering over where she is, who she's with. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. When you go, you have your phone. If you feel uncomfortable with any situation and you cannot talk to your parent, call the police. No, call me, call the police, because I don't want it ever to be said that I am influencing you negatively. No, I don't want it to be said that I'm influencing you. So call the police. That's why I pay your phone bill every month. Call the police, don't call me. Because what am I going to do? I'm not coming over there to find out what happened to you. I am not going to call. So calling me don't make any sense. Calling me. Call the police, and then whatever happens from the police report, from the police's interaction with the situation, I will hear about it. And I will take it from there. Kenida says, sometimes we women have a tendency to bring too much uncles up in there. I just love Kenida. Kenida taught the truth. Too much uncle. Keep the relationship away from your children until you are sure this man can be. It is for you and your precious children. And you can't even trust these men. You cannot trust them. You cannot trust them that they are the right one. And you cannot be too sure. So it's best to not introduce anybody to your children. It's best to not introduce anybody. Because once you start to introduce people, You're setting up your children. Because your children go out on the street and they see this person. They know this person. You think that they know this person and this person is somebody that they can trust because they want to trust this person because this person was in their house. If this person called them and say, come and give your candy, come with me here, come with me there, the children might feel inclined to go because they think this person has been to the house already, so mommy trust this person. Yes, man, sometimes when we want our twinkles to winkle, we have to go get it twinkle winkle and come back home to the children, but don't bring it home to them. No. And next thing, as soon as the man come in and the man pick up himself and gone, then you are now left with the children again to start over to go find another uncle. I agree with you, Kenida. I agree with you. Lorraine says, Trev, a one man I ever cried for, I was young. But now he is balling for me. I pop style on him. Is this healthy strong body too sweet? No way. What am I gonna do with you, Lorraine? Lorraine is something else. Yes, Ansia, it is the truth. Kenida is talking the truth. Yes, man, too many uncles. Don't bring up this one about uncle to the pit of them. Yes, it is true. I agree with you. Ansia says, sometimes we women are the ones put our children into those messy situations. Women need to take responsibility for this action. It is true. Kenida, you speak some truth tonight, man. It is true. You're not telling any lies, sister. You are speaking the truth. Oh, yard food's in the house. Welcome, yard foods. How you doing, sister? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Yes, Kanida, I agree with you. And sometimes as women, we just have to make up our minds that we are going to care for our children by ourselves. Stop every time you have to look for one man to come help you. No. Sometimes we have to do better all by ourselves. Leave the men out of it, especially when we have children. We have to make a decision. We have to make up our minds. Leave the children out of it. If you have to leave home, if you have to leave home, if you really think you need a man, go with him outside. Don't bring him home and introduce him to your children. And then when the man left you and gone, the children are left with a memory as well. Okay? And you cannot be too sure which man is the right man. So my solution to that is don't introduce any man to your young children. I understand that people need women have needs and they're gonna remarry and all of this good stuff. That is all good and fine. That is all good and fine. But we also have a responsibility. As much as we want to take care of ourselves, we have to also think about the children. And we can't just say, okay, me meet John Tom online, and you're bringing John Tom in on the children and introduce, oh, this is John Tom. I met him online, and you introduce him to your children right off the bat. And I don't care how old your children are, whether they are school age children or teenagers. Teenagers worse. School age children might have an affinity towards the person, like want to love the person. But school age children might want to love this new person, but teenagers are going to be rebellious, very rebellious. So it's about time that we understand that when you have a breakup, it might be that moment that you need to reconnect with your children rather than hurry up to go find another person to replace the person you just lost. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan. I know we have needs. I know we have needs, but sometimes we have to leave the needs out of it and work for the betterment of everybody involved. Yeah, Alfred William, I'm looking for it. Okay. Shelly said, yard food, Shelly. Okay. Okay. Topaz says, don't doing VUCC. Oh, I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean, Topaz? I don't know, but Topaz says, don't be doing big peaches and cucumber. Topaz, Topaz, what am I supposed to do with you? You are something else. Okay, guys, so Topaz has an advice here for us. She says, don't be doing big peaches and cucumber action around the kids. And y'all know what that means. Right. I agree. I agree. I tell you what, it has been so good. So good just having my daughter just run free. Just run free in this place. It's just us. Just run free. Just just do what you want. Just do as you like. Ain't nobody to say you can't do this, and unless it's me. If I say no, you can't do this, then you can't do it. But ain't nobody else gonna be coming up in here giving her no instructions. Ain't nobody else coming up in here, period. Let alone to come up in here and give my child instruction. And tell her what she can and cannot do. Mm-mm. I think it is my time to reconnect with her, to help her to continue to maximize her potentials, but not introduce her to somebody else to throw off her equilibrium. No. Mm-mm. That is just my choice, guys. That is just my choice. I know some women, not everybody's going to do what I do, not everybody's going to see what I see as being the optimal action for my situation at the moment. But I'm not telling anybody they must do what I do. But this is just what I do. I don't need anybody to come up in here and tell my child what to do. No, no, no. It is her moment to run free in this place and do whatever she wants to do. Read her book. There's nobody to tell her, okay, go unless I say so. Don't leave the cup right there, pick up the cup. But you are with your children, all of a sudden you get a man, and the man want to come in, come state ownership, push up him shoulders, and him are the man of the house, and he's ready to tell your kids what they can and cannot do. Nope, nada, not happening. No, not in my house. Yard food, yard food. Topaz, man, broke out yard food and I talk about peaches and cucumber. Now, watch yourself. Okay, Lorraine Bailey says, when you want the cucumber, go to the farm at the vegetable garden, fill your belly and come home to your children. There you go. That right there. Yes. Fill your belly and come home. That full belly sound funny. Lorraine, Lorraine, why that full your belly sound so? Full your belly and then come home to the children. But I agree. I agree with you, Lorraine. Full your belly and come home to the children. Full your belly. Okay. All right. Meditation is here. I will never leave you out. Oh, thank you so much, meditation. Thank you so much for me. Pals. Pals is in the house. Good night to the lovely pals. Thank you so much for coming into the Tuesday evening chat. And tonight we're talking about step parents and stepchildren. Guys, let me see if I can oh, it's working. Let me show you. If you all remember last year, I don't know if any of you remember, but the stepmom in Colorado who killed the 11-year-old kid. It was her husband's son from his first marriage. And she killed the little boy, put him in a suitcase, drove him to the Texas, Florida border, I believe, and throw him over the edge of the highway or something in a suitcase. They found the little kid in a suitcase. I don't know if you all remember. Let me show you. If you all forgot, let me show you the picture of the kid. See the kid there. Y'all remember that kid? Yes, I think his name was Kyron. And the stepmom killed the kid. You understand me? Killed the little kid, put him in a suitcase. I felt so bad. And when they were searching for the kid, she was there talking about, people were saying that they thought she had something to do with it because she said the kid went to play, the kid never came back, all this stuff. And she was saying, oh, when they finally find the kid, she wants an apology from everybody. And then they found that she had like rented a car and drove for how many miles to come all the way to the border of Texas and Florida, somewhere over there. Hundreds of miles she drove and came, put the kid in a suitcase and dumped the kid, thinking they wouldn't find the kid. But they found the kid, and now she's in jail. Let me show you the wicked stepmother. See her there? That is the wicked stepmother. Yeah, that is the wicked stepmom who killed the little kid. Wicked woman killed the kid. 11-year-old child. If you're tired of the child, divorce the father and go on about your business. If you are tired of the child, divorce the dad and go on about your business. But don't kill the other woman's child. Curl. Wicked. Now she's being tried for the child's murder. Now, a couple days ago, a police officer over there in Baltimore. Let me show you that police officer, guys. Let me show you that another cruel one. You see him? That police officer killed his stepson. This is his stepson. He killed the stepson and hid the kid's body in the crawl space in the attic of the home. Can you imagine that? Killed the kid and hid the kid's body in the crawl space in the attic of the home. Then they eventually found out that he had killed the kid. Let me show you the little boy, 15 years old. There he is. You see that? Handsome little boy, 15 years old. And you would think that his mother has a husband who is a police officer, might be considered a decent person, and he kills her son. Kill the kid and hide the kid's body up in the attic. Wicked people. Let me see what else is in the chat. Topaz said kids are not slow and they tell their friends or teachers about what they see and hear. You know that is true. Yes, that is true. That is true. I mean, I think you're supposed to strike up the peach and strike up the cucumber where your children are in close proximity. Because picking them curious and you think to pick it easy. Yeah. And another thing that I see that so disgusts me. When I tell you disgusts me. You see those parents online prompting the children to talk about them here, bed shaking and all this. Why? Why? Why y'all find that to be funny? I find it to be quite disgusting and out of place, out of line, and out of pocket. For you to be encouraging children to talk about they heard bed shaking and what? Have you all lost your minds? No, I should be encouraging children to be talking like that because you should be away from your children. If your house is built in such a way that all the rooms are on one side of the house, then parents, you gotta pick a room, or you gotta pick a time, or you gotta pick a position, or you gotta pick a way to handle your business without the children even, being able to decipher what's going on. Come on, you can't do that. And then have the children prompting the children to say this kind of stuff online. No, no. If you ask me, that is out of line and out of pocket. And they're laughing and think it's funny. To me, it's not funny. But they didn't ask me anyway. But anyway, it's not funny. Lorraine says, we will have lots of water proceeds. Lorraine says, we will have lots of water proceeds and rough edges. Oh my God. Shelly says, I remember that story, said there are really some heartless and evil people among us. Yes, cruel, cruel people. Lauren Bailey says, that's true. I don't know why these people so unto children, innocent children. I mean, children who you should be helping to develop into responsible adults, and you hurt them. No, man. Something, there has to be a special kind of wrong that is wrong with you for you to hurt a child. Thank you, Shane, guys. Do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, comment, and share. I know there are 11 million people in the house right now. I hope we have the likes to match. There are now 12 million people in the house. Welcome to each and every one of you who are in the house. This is Trev from Trevescent, and tonight we are talking about step parents. Tuesday night chat. We are talking about step parents, step children. Why is step parent and step children relationship? Why are those relationships so volatile? Why? What are the contributing factors to those relationships, step parent relationship? What are the contributing factors that cause those relationships to be fractured? What is it? Yes, guys, hit the like button, turn the light on, hit the like button. Yes. So, what are the contributing factors to the breakdown of the relationship between step parents and their stepchildren? And I told you that one of the strongest factors that influence the breakdown of relationship between step parents and their stepchildren is the influence from the other biological parents. That is most times what it is. Because the other biological parents angry, still angry, still angry. So the man left her still angry. So him and the woman break up, still angry. Some of them stay angry, you know? Yes, y'all choose them because of jealousy, yes. And they get jealous. And sometimes the man might end up being with somebody who is younger than the ex-wife. They might end up being with somebody who is more productive than the ex-wife in the sense of professionally productive, financially productive than the ex-wife. And so that jealousy creeps in. And when it creeps in, it takes over. And it spills onto the children. And then the children have to deal with it. Then them get rude and they don't have any manners and they don't have any respect to their parents, their biological parents, new person. Because the other parent is influencing it. The other parent is telling them, I'm the girl chat to you, and then usually you come tell me. No! No, people wicked. When I hear people talk like that, it makes my blood run cold. Because you cannot do that, mothers. You cannot do that. Because if the other person that your ex is with should love up your child and say, me no business, me no business. If he do homework, he do homework. If he business, if he eat, if he business. If he want food, he better go cook it for himself. And you know your child is not old enough to cook for themselves. But because you're so hateful and so bitter and you are negatively influenced child behavior to the new partner, the partner will just throw the towels and say, me no business with our picnic. I'm gonna go drop down that girl like here. You know, and you wanna say, oh, wicked girl, wicked. She don't like picnic. I don't like she don't like a picnic. No, that's not the case. You are negatively influencing the relationship that your child will have with this person. Leave it up to the child would end up having a wonderful relationship with this person. But because you and your hatefulness come into the mix, you destroy a potentially good relationship even before it starts, even before it takes off. We can't do that, guys. And we shouldn't do it either. Guys, you all see how my eye never shut down? Shane, you see how my eye never shut down? You know what that means? Tired, tired, trust me. Life with Chinese TV. Life with Chinese TV is here. Welcome, welcome, guys. Guys, welcome Life with Chinese TV. Chinese, I am here. I am in the house. I am exhausted, but I'm running this live. At least I'm gonna finish this live in the next 8 minutes. In the next 8 minutes, guys, finishing up this live. Anybody else in the chat has had a fantastic step parent? Want to tell us about it? If you have had a fantastic, guys, hear my voice going. Even yes, live with Shanice TV. Yes, Shanice, I need to get some rest, some good rest. Last night I thought I got some rest. I thought I got some rest last night, but I did good today. I held up today. But after that, oh my word. Oh my word. Ansia. How are you, Ansia? Yes, guys, I'm falling asleep. You can hear my voice start to crackle. But I am going for the next 7 minutes. Anybody here want to tell me there any relationship they've had with step parents or stepchildren? Yeah, I have told them I don't want to be no step parent to nobody's child no more. Because when you get attached to people's children, it's harder for you to leave. Isn't it true, guys? When you get attached to people's children, it's harder for you to leave. Because you're going to feel bad for the child, especially if the person has custody of the child and then you are in the mix and you are so used to the child and the next thing you know, yes, me I go sleep. And the next, yeah, food's not easy, you know. Lorraine says, good night, beautiful people. Have an early and busy day tomorrow. Okay, Lorraine. Have a fantastic night, my dear. I hope you have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming, my dear Lorraine. Watch yourself. What y'all put him for gun bed? Okay, Yard Food says, good night, everyone. Bye. All right, Yard Food, good night. Go to sleep. Let's see what Auntie says, I never had step. I never had step. I never had a stepdad. Okay. Auntie is one of the lucky one. Sleep calling me to Yard Food. You hear my boy start croak. And my eye them a shut down. But I have 5 more minutes. Me I go run it to the quarter hour. Yeah, but even my eyes are telling me to go to sleep. I'm going to sleep, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so as soon as I'm finished here, I am going to hit the bed. Yeah, I'm going to disappear upstairs and go hit the bed because I need to My eyes are starting to fall asleep. I was writing a story, and the story I couldn't finish it. All right. Bye, Topaz. Have a fantastic night, Topaz. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. The lovely lady M in the house. Shelly the boss, my sister always say the only thing she's stepping on, she's stepping in is our. I used to have a friend who used to say that step or sitting where them walk or sitting where she walk on. And I never used to like the term because her husband had a few children. Her husband had a few children outside. And this, I would say, this is your stepchildren. She would say stepchildren. Step or sitting on the walk on. So no, no man, not say that. And I think I saw somebody said that in the chat. Step or sitting where they walk on. We don't want to view stepchildren as such, because we don't want to walk on nobody. And we must treat the children well. Treat the children well. Whatever you do, be good, be kind to the children. My children are innocent, They are innocent. And whatever their father did do you, they're innocent. Whatever their mother did to you, they are still innocent. So blame the children when the children commit the offense themselves. But don't use the parents' fault for the children. No, don't do that. And take very good care of the children. If you know you cannot take care of other people's children, don't marry people with children because it is sad when you marry somebody with children and then they are expecting you to help them to care for the children instead of you care for the children, you crucify them. No, it is not okay. It is not okay, and we shouldn't do that. All right, we got 3 more minutes in the house, guys. 3 more minutes. This might be one of the longest 3 minutes I've ever seen in my life. Because this 3 minutes here, that is here, should have, in that 3 minutes, I should be able to tell you all another story, but I can't. Well, they always want to tell me another step parent story. Anybody? All right, let me, since I have only 2 minutes left, let me pick up the people in the chat. Shelly the boss. Shelly the boss is here. Topaz is here. Lady Margaret is here as usual. Topaz went to bed. Um, Lady, okay, I did those already. Yard food was in the house. Welcome in the house. Welcome to chat. Yard food, guys. If you don't yet have yard food, don't forget to go over there go check her out. My lovely friend, Ansia is in the house. Welcome to my dear friend Ansia. There is Lorraine Bailey in the house, the forever traveler in the form of Lorraine Bailey. Yes, and then there is Tamika. Mika in the house. Um, Tamika said, thank you for getting me through the night. It was my pleasure, darling. Life with Shanice. Shanice said, oh, Shanice, I need to get some rest. All right. All right, Shanice. Shane was in the house. Shane is my top cop coming in and taking care of business. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shane. You know, so Shane soon send me a bill, guys. He soon send me a bill. Don't Shane. Shane love money. He soon send me a bill. All right. So Shane and Yard Food, Lorian, Shelley the boss, Topaz. Okay, Topaz, Pals Island Kitchen, meditation prayer. If you want a good prayer over there, guys. Good water with nice serene, you know. Let's see who else is here. Go to meditation, let meditation pray for you all if you all need a prayer. Some of you need a prayer. Good night. Good night to the rest of you guys. Good night. We have just a few minutes, just a few seconds left in the chat. So I want to say thank you all for coming. I had a fantastic night. I had a fantastic night with you all guys. Thank you all for coming. And as usual, we will also have another topic tomorrow. I'm not sure what that's gonna be, but I want to say good night to everyone. Lady Margaret, Yard Foods, Ansia, Shelley the boss, um, Lady M Topaz, Ansia, Lauren Bailey, everybody in the chat, Tamika Live with Shanice TV, the lovely Shane was in the house, Gear was in the house, lots of people in the house, Meditation Pals, and the rest of you all. I want to say thank you all for having come into the live. Now it's time for us to go to sleep. So have a good night, guys, and I will see you all again right here on Trevesen's Unstoppable tomorrow sometime. Until next time, guys, this is Trev from Trevesen's reminding you to always take good care of yourselves and each other.